All right, shalom, shalom. I had to go back in on this video. You know, the spirit. I was working on another lesson, and the spirit was like, "Go back in on this lesson and do a part two." All right, I'm gonna play this video, and this kind of part two of the video I did yesterday. I'm gonna kind of lay them back off of it. All right, because it's some more points I want to make and some more precepts I want to bring out. So I'm gonna play this one more time, then we'll get into this lesson.
All I can stand and I can't stand no more. What is it with all these Hebrew Israelites that think it's okay to cut, okay to let the F words fly, okay to have vulgar language, even sometimes while they're preaching or teaching the Bible? Make this make sense. So let me make this plain. God is not pleased with your speech or your conduct. This is not conduct becoming of a person that have been transformed by the...
Okay, I'm gonna pause it. He said so-called God is not happy with our conduct, right? That's his rallying cry, right? Because we use some brothers use rough language. Like myself, some brothers don't use rough language. All right. So, okay, let me get into this lesson. 1 second. All right. So let me get into this lesson. So why would he say that? You know what I'm saying? That's what you should question these things, right? All right, but this is weak, effeminate spirit that's on most of our men. The men act like women, and the women act like men in a lot of cases. The woman runs the household in a lot of cases. That's what happy wife, happy life is all about. Feminism, women empowerment. Most men have to consider, right? They'll say, I got to talk to my boss, which they're referencing towards their wife, right? But that's what the so-called white men, the spell they put on a lot of these men. And it's an old bottle right here, right? He finished. And you know he not keeping none of the commandments because we know how you Christians is. And now if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected, right? You know he don't know what's going on, right? He says effeminate. And that's the condition of most of our men. Babylon has turned them out like a $2 whore. And they come off really passive and really soft, man. He said effeminate, having the showing qualities or characteristics more often associated with females than males, unmanly, right? So any kind of, but you know, let me stick on this though. Let me go to this. So this what he has in his mind right here, and this is most of our people. God is love. God is good all the time. So-called Jesus love everybody. That whole plantation Christianity, which is nothing but a lie. So that's what he's still bound to, right? He think God is nothing but love, and he don't know the God. He know the God of Christianity. He don't know the God out of the Bible, so-called. And his name not God. His name is Yahweh, and his son not name not Jesus is Yahweh Shai. All right. So this a whole breakdown that we will have to go into, going into all that. So let me hit this first precept. This heavy right here, the book of Proverbs 18:2, KJB. It said a fool will have, like you, kind of bad when we're kind of dealing with these allergies again. It's Proverbs 18:2. It said a fool have no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. Let's go to the New Living Translation read. I said fools have no interest in understanding. So his whole thing is we use rough language. He not concerned about the doctrine being correct. He not concerned about brothers cleaning their lives up. He not worried about sisters cleaning their lives up. You know what I'm saying? The pureness of this doctrine to get our nation back into tact for the elect of the nation of Israel. He's not concerned with that. He's nitpicking. It says fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air their own opinions. That's heavy. Let me read that again. It says fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air their own opinions. So a lot of our people are very opinionated. You know what I'm saying? They speak based on their own feelings and emotions, right? And they don't look before they leap, so to speak. All right. But this is most of our men has been effeminized, right? Let's go here. But Yahweh Shah already told us what it is with these people. It is the book of John 15 and 16. And this dude probably, sit up there and watch all these gangster movies and and so on and so forth, but it's full of foul language, right? But he won't have a problem with that. He won't call his radio station and telling them take the songs off the radio that's promoting sex, violence, and drugs, right? He ain't got a problem with that. He ain't got a problem with the so-called white man rape, robbing, destroying his people, putting them on the plantation Christianity. He don't got no problem with that, right? He coming at us because we use rough language sometimes, all right? But we know about you people, man. John 15 and 16. Let me jump down on that, Salakia. Let me go to 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before I hated you. So that's the first instinct for this rebellious nation to come off, to try to discredit us, you know what I'm saying, to make us, to demonize us, because they're taking on the spirit of the so-called white man. 19. If you were of the world would love his own. So if we talk like the Christian pastor, see what he want us to do, which most of our people want us to do, they want us to come in the fashion of what they've been taught a man of God is, so-called. That talk, well, first off, wear a suit and tie, use polished words, right? Sound like a so-called Christian pastor, talk like a so-called Christian pastor, right? That's what most of our people want. All right, but they're not concerned if we walking after the Lord. All right, and rough language is not a sin. Rough speech is not. Let me get back into this. 19. If you were of the world would love his own. So we don't come into the fashion of the Christian pastor, what our people been acclimated to. We come in a fashion of truth, right? And however that looks. If somebody warn you from something, it's not going to be like a likable message, right? It's not going to be well received, right? But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. So that's a natural instinct of these people to hate what we saying, right? Hate what we represent, right? And they nitpick, right? He's talking about conduct. Let's go to this word conduct. But again, he got that Christian pastor in his mental, right? That's how he want us to be, right? The hell with that, man. Conduct. It says personal behavior. It says way of acting. Now our conduct is in the fashion of the Lord, right? We're, keeping the statute, laws, and commandments in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai to the best of our abilities. So that's the conduct we're concerned about. We're not concerned about using clean language and, just to impress you people, man. We don't give a damn about none of that. We're not here to impress you. We're not here to impress the world. Let's go here. Let me go to Ezekiel 3 and 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So we challenge, the Lord is challenging through us, man. Like the Lord is speaking through us, man. We vessels to push the word of the Lord. So when sometimes we flare up out our anger, that's the Lord, that's us channeling the Lord out. That's how you got to look at it, because that's the truth, right? But focusing on this word warning, when you warn somebody, usually it's not going to be in a soft-spoken way, because usually it's going to be in a very vocal, loud, in a demanding fashion, right? It's not going to be soft, easy on the spirit, so to speak, right? So when, as a watchman, in the ancient world, if you saw an enemy impeding upon the territory, you would blow the trumpet or you would warn the people, right? You would make some kind of sound to let them know, right? So it wouldn't be easy on the ears, right? But going back into this, the so-called white man gave you plantation Christianity with all those images, right? That God is good all the time. He about love. He wouldn't hurt a fly. That's not the God out of the Bible. The God of the Bible is very terrible, right? He create good and evil, right? He known as the king of terror. So you people don't know the so-called God out of the Bible. They did a character assassination, right? That's why people, they think the way we talk is not of God, right? Because they've been presented God is good all the time. He's about love. He's about peace, right? Character assassination. A character assassination, Salakia, is a deliberate attempt to destroy someone's reputation. And that's what the so-called white man did. He destroyed the Most High reputation of being a man of war, king of terrors, and Yahweh being an austere man, stern, tough around the edges, man, rough around the edges. They did a character assassination. So when our people think about the biblical figures, they thinking about them being soft-spoken and nice and, with a smiley face, right? That's bugged out. Let's go here. But the so-called white man did a hell of a mind job on our people. Salakia, let me read this. Ezekiel in 7. And I want you to make sense out of this. Like he said, make it make sense. Well, you make it make sense, you ninja. All right. Ezekiel 3:7. But the house of Israel would not hearken unto me. The word hearken means listen. For they would not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. So you hard-headed. So you got to come at our people rough and raw sometimes to get their attention, man. All right. 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their face, and thy forehead strong against their forehead. So we just as stubborn as y'all is too, right? Because most of our people are locked into their stubbornness and not willing to hear the message. They want to nitpick, right? They want to point out minuscule things out and not really accept the message that's being taught, which is salvation and warning you from your enemies and so much other stuff, right? Let's go here. So are we doing this? Revelation 14:12. And I know you brothers out there that's in the truth and you sisters are doing this to the best of your abilities. So that's how the Lord look at us. He don't look at us the way man look at us, the world, right? The world analyze you and look up you up and down, right? And try to find fault. Revelation 14:12. It says, here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep his commandments. So that's what's important to the Most High, right? Of Yahweh in the faith of Yahweh Shai. So that's what's gonna lead to our salvation, Lord willing, if we of the elect, not rough language. That's not gonna disqualify us from salvation. And again, it's just that weak, effeminate spirit, man. It's on a lot of our men that they can't handle any kind of pressure, man. Any kind of pressure it gets them flustered, man. Let's go here. I'm gonna close it up with what I went into yesterday, just in case somebody knew sin in 2 Corinthians 11:6. But though I be rude in speech, I went into that word rude. You know what I mean? It goes back into rough, ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we talk in a rough way, right? In speech. So it ain't eloquent, it ain't all polished up. It ain't like your TD Jakes, your Joe Osteens, right? It's just rough and raw. Yet not in knowledge. So we know what we're talking about. The Spirit is on us to break these scriptures down, right? And understand them and be able to teach our people. There's something that's very hard to do, right? I was meditating in the Spirit. I was like, damn, it's really hard to teach people, man. Like me by my own self, I could not do this. You know what I'm saying? It's like an impossible feat, but with the Spirit, I can. And I'm just making it, make sense, right? Because we're not doing this on our own will. We have assistance, whether brothers know that or not, or whether people know that or not. But we have been truly made manifest among you in all things. So we're able to do this through the Lord, the strength of the Lord. He give us the ability to do this. All right. So look, hopefully this lesson was edifying, but these Christians, man, our people have to come from under that. Most of them not going to come from under that. They're going to stay stuck on that plantation Christianity, right? When they think you have to be nice and smile and you have to be in a feminine spirit, man. All right. Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim, Rakak, Wadash. Shalom.